Welcome to part 2 of Let's Play Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. This is Ronmower, along with RavenousSpectre and Jeff.
Well, let me tell you what, it's great to be here, brother.
That's a demonic name, Jeff.
The Dark One, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff of Darkness.
All right, and so now we're in the Forest of ECW.
Doesn't look like much of a forest.
Well, not yet. And we'll hear in a minute.
It's a stone forest.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Are you familiar with these two Castlevania 64 games, Jeff?
I know they're garbage. I've seen them played. I've owned them at one point, but I never played them.
Yeah, I like them both. I can see why people think they're garbage, but I love them. And this
was
is
the first game.
This is the prequel. This is 8 years before the first Castlevania game that was released. And yeah, so this boss is also in that game.
Yeah,
and this one he's more
balls to try to defeat it.
Yeah, he's a little more challenging right here. I guess, man, Donkey Kong just turned to nothing but bones or something.
Did they just rip off rubies from Zelda right there?
What do they call it? Jewels.
Jewels. It looks exactly like a ruby.
Yeah. So you play as Cornell as half wolf and man. Yeah. Dun, 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 ECW.
Yeah, one of my favorite Metallica songs.
Yeah.
I have been defeated.
Oh, he's mad. It's not like an Archangel Zero with asthma or something.
Oh no.
I was actually telling Ron about this yesterday when we were doing the first commentary, where I was saying how I had the first game and I'd been wanting to get the second one, but like the physical cartridge is like freaking expensive as piss. So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not going to be happening anytime soon.
Well, keep in touch with me. I just started doing reproduction cartridges. I'm doing Super Nintendo and NES right now, but 64 is looking on the horizon.
Oh,
cool.
Sweetness.
And we're doing this commentary. Technically, on my end at least, it's still Halloween. Me and Jeff's end is still Halloween.
Yeah, we're for another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man, got a quick story to tell you. My fiance's here making dinner, and this kid who I know who comes down to the store a lot. He brings his little brother. They get up on our porch with like no lights on the outside and think to trick or treat here. No Halloween lights out, no decorations, no porch light on. And just come to knock on our back porch. Sorry, it was just a weird moment.
Yeah,
okay.
that doesn't say, hey, go grab your gun out of the closet at all.
Exactly. If I was here, it would have been a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on this, because I had a couple people comment on it today, but I was thinking of it along the lines of trick-or-treating. I truly think that trick-or-treating is really meant for kids, and I think that those adults, like people in their mid-teens or late teens or adults or whatever, coming with bags wanting to get candy from people. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, really, I think this is something for children. If you want your candy, go get a job and go buy your own candy.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know, I mean, honestly, I think it's really for the kids. And of course, they both had to say something about it. They didn't know where I was coming from. They're like, well, I'd much rather my teenager going out there and living as much of their childhood as they can, except for going out there and getting drunk or going in parties and whatnot. And I'm thinking, if your kid is doing that, then obviously that's a problem at home. That doesn't have anything to do with trick-or-treating. I mean, seriously.
I can definitely agree with you on the most part. I don't mind if people want to go out and trick-or-treat, but yeah, especially teenagers. But you know, yeah, if you're a teenager, it's like go do something else. Or if you're an adult, buy your own damn candy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was having a discussion with my grandmother about that today, and she's like, "Yeah, if I give out any candy, I always want to give it to the kids. There's been teenagers that came around here before, and I don't give them anything." I was like, well, I can understand where you're coming from if you end up dealing with adults and people in their mid to late teens or something like that. I said, but you know, children are obviously the main focus of that.
I wonder if anybody's ever dressed as Candyman for Halloween.
Oh my god, that'd be great. Speaking of that, I just watched the 1989 remake of Night of the Living Dead. It had Candyman in it as Ben. I was just thinking about that.
Nice. Brad Armstrong, who was the brother of Road Dogg, actually had a gimmick called the Candyman early in his career.
Nice.
And all he did, he didn't act all evil or candyish or whatever. I think he had like a red, like Virgil wrestling tights, like looked like a candy cane or something. I don't know. It's just dumb.
He was candy-ish. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, Ronnie.
What about, or someone could dress as Candy Kong for Halloween?
Candy Kong. What's wrong with you? Why you look like an ape? I'm made of candy. Kill me.
Yeah, or play Candyland for Halloween.
Candyland's boring. Nobody plays Candy.
Shoot, when I was a kid, I played it.
Well, as a kid, sure. I mean, now though, it's such a, I don't know.
Well, maybe for nostalgic reasons, if you actually played it back then, and I could see me going back and playing it, like
Okay.
Dickie Roberts did in the movie.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Whoa. Yo, lightning, just like in the first game. I get confused when I say the first game, meaning the first 64 game, which is the sequel to this, because this is the prequel one. I'm chronologically confused. These Tetris blocks here.
So many prequels lately. Like, I mean, this was a new thing back then in video games, but now it's like every time you make a big series, after about 4 or 5 games, like, oh, we got to do a prequel story.
Yeah. And just like Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh yeah, exactly. I didn't mind Metal Gear Solid 3 so much because they only did it once, but then they did it a whole bunch of times.
Well, I was confused because they called it 3, but it's a prequel.
Exactly.
Okay.
They should have just called it Snake Eater.
So
Yeah.
they called it -3 or something like that.
Metal Gear Solid -1.
Yeah.
Knowing how Hideo Kojima is, I wouldn't be surprised if he made up some kind of really weird title or whatever. I mean, his new game is called Death Stranding. What the heck is that even supposed to mean?
Well, you know, Konami fired his ass, so he had to make something.
Well, he's the Quentin Tarantino of game developers.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
So, anybody gonna buy Metal Gear Survival then?
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna bother with it.
I wouldn't either.
I don't like what Konami. It's not just the fact of what they did with Hideo Kojima. I also hate what they were doing to their employees as well.
Oh,
And I don't want
oh yeah, they're well on their way to becoming the new EA, definitely.
Yeah, EA has been screwing up lately too. I don't know. Their head is so far up their ass. It's ridiculous. They're like, oh yeah, nobody wants to play single player games anymore. We're just going to focus on multiplayer games. I'm like, you're a freaking dumbass.
Yeah, you are really stupid. I think for about 12 years they've been screwing it up pretty hardcore.
Yeah, they have. Especially with all this microtransactional BS.
Oh, yeah.
Any of that crap.
It really started when they started buying up all these companies. Like, I love Westwood, and when they bought them up, it just went to hell.
Yeah, like when GameStop bought EB Games.
Oh, yeah, that was a bad idea.
Yeah,
What was funny?
GameStop actually doing a rental service now?
Oh, I read about that, and they're like, oh, it's going to be great. It's like, I doubt that. GameStop they always half-ass everything.
I don't know if I told y'all this. When I had Twilight Princess in reserve in June 2005, by the time, because they kept pushing it back, so by the time I got it out in December 06, no, I had it reserved from EB Games, excuse me. By the time I got it out a year and a half later, it was GameStop. I'm like,
oh, wow.
How in the world did you manage to get it out a year and a half later? I thought
I kept the reserve ticket. They kept on pushing it back because of delays. And I kept the reserve ticket. Ouch! Oh, jeez.
Well,
Good God! Good God Almighty! That tree that's struck by lightning just fell on top of Cornell's head. Ah!
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
And it's flaming it back.
How is he surviving that? Braun Strowman would survive that. How is it getting up?
Oh, it was freaking hilarious. Braun, it looked like a freaking horror movie.
I didn't even see any of it.
Yeah. Well, when you do see it, it's funny.
Look.
It's stupid too.
The skeletons got impaled. I guess Gangrel's in this game.
Possibly. I love Gangrel back in the day.
Yeah, awesome entrance music. By the time, when he was around during that time, this game came out, and I was thinking, man, that soundtrack and this game be a perfect combination.
Mm.
Oh, no.
All right, opening the gate. He's opening the gate through the gates of hell, King. It's Kane. Ah!
Fire and brimstone.
Oh, dang it. Look out for the bats. This is one thing people hate about the 64 Castlevania games, these awkward camera angles, which I don't know if it's worse or the same as it was in the first Castlevania 64. Yeah, it was a lot of people hated that.
It's like, yeah, we want the camera angles to be like Mario 64, but we don't have that budget.
Yeah, right, yeah.
We don't want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah, well, Lakitu, yeah, they couldn't afford to hire Lakitu.
Exactly.
All right, so I think Cornell's almost done here. Chris Cornell's back from the dead, but he's got to fight the.
This thing again?
This is Donkey Kong and Spino's love child here. Yeah, this boss battle's more challenging than the first Castlevania 64 game.
I feel like you're fighting him in like the same exact spot.
Yeah, it looks like it, but this battle's not as fun because in the first Castlevania 64, they come out in motorcycles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, that's crazy to think of.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people thought that was dumb, but I thought it was so cool that I didn't care. All right, so
Badass.
yeah, that's yeah, the Undertaker coming back from the dead as a skeleton and on a motorcycle.
Oh, no.
Or Freddy Krueger at the end, toward the end of part 3, where he comes out his body comes out of the grave as a skeleton. That's him riding the motorcycle. Ooh, right in the face. Man, he's powered up. That'd be a good character to use in Alter Beast at Cornell.
Oh, yeah.
So is this the skeleton of the rock? Because this skeleton's like electrifying.
Not sure. Dun 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 dun. I could write this music. Give me $50,000.
Right, yeah.
Amazing
look at-
piano work.
Yeah. He's almost. Oh, yeah. I'll say he's finished.
He definitely has. He's lost his head.
All right, and the drawbridge to the castle's coming down, and hopefully this is not the same drawbridge from Dragon's Lair.
Sir, why do we make the drawbridge open when he defeats the boss there? Because it's smart. No, sir, it's very stupid.
Yeah.
You're just gonna let him in the castle?
Ah, look at them polygonal feet.
Oh, my triangle feet. My isosceles triangle feet.
Yeah. Like Kramer said in Seinfeld, I like that name Isosceles. If I have a child, I'm going to name them Isosceles.
Sounds pretty awesome. Sounds very Romanish.
Yeah, it sounds like a wizard or sorceress name or something. I don't know.
Definitely does.
Exorcise sounds like 300 character.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh. I can't open these paper-thin gate doors open.
Yeah, polygonal gate doors open.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
gosh, look at that flat gate. It is so realistic.
It's
Yep.
just paper. It's just like a printout.
Ortega.
The
Who's
great
Isn't that like nacho chips, Ortega, or is that like
Yeah.
a salsa?
Yeah.
I think it's a salsa
Who's Ortega?
cheese dip.
Ortega's like a salsa and mix and stuff for Mexican stuff.
Wait, King. Well, good God, it's Ortega. Wait, who the hell's Ortega?
I'm getting hungry now. King.
Even a man wolf is nothing but a trapped dog in a cage.
What the? Who is Ortega? I don't even remember him from this game. I played this game and beat it.
You okay? Why is someone named Ortega in the middle of Europe? It's just weird name.
Yeah.
Sir, you're in the wrong game. Final Fantasy is that way.
Yeah. Square kind of jumped ship and went to the PlayStation. Did you accidentally get lost here?
Yeah.
They
Yeah, because
didn't
Square.
take the bus stop.
Yeah, because Square will not be on 64. That's polygonal.
Exactly. Could you imagine Final Fantasy VII on 28 cartridges?
Oh, good.
Jeez.
Lord have mercy.
Remember Resident Evil on 64?
Oh yeah, they went up. I think to 100 megs was the highest they can get cartridge output, and
Yeah.
it was they did a good job though.
Wait, did he kidnap his sister? Have you sold your soul to the devil?
Soon enough, Cornell. Soon enough. Dun 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 dun. Walk away. Don't turn around. Look dramatic. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I
Good
can see my
old
mother
shit.
saying, he don't comb his hair.
Comb your damn hair, Ronnie.
All right,
That's
then.
very
So,
good. Too much
yeah.
hair gel.
yeah. All right, that's the end of part 2 of Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. See you guys in part 3. Until then, God bless and take care.
Later, taters.
Goodbye. Till tomorrow.